Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor David J. De Los Reyes. My topic for tonight will be a long video format topic. This is with regard to my long video topic, Analytic Geometry. And the date for today is January 16, 2025. The time is it's past 12 o'clock. It's 12:20. Okay, actually, good morning already. So my topic for this evening will be a long video format, and this is a continuation of my long video format topic, Analytic Geometry. Okay, let's proceed. The title of my subject matter for tonight is a continuation of my Analytic Geometry. Okay, and so this will be Analytic Geometry lesson number 22. We are on the so-called conic section under Analytic Geometry, and the title of the topic will be circle. For the study of circle, there are only two variations in the so-called study of circle. It will just be simply the importance of this topic is actually on how to bring out the equation for the two cases, and the two cases are actually if the circle is at 0, 0, or meaning at the origin, or if the circle is actually the center is at hk, that will be another variation. So we will just be deriving two equations for the so-called study of circle. I will try to check my camera. Okay, my camera is fine. So there are only two equations needed here in the so-called study of circle. Okay, let's try to define a circle. The simplest conic section is actually circle. It's by definition, circle is actually the path of points, okay, in which at any point on the path, it is always equidistant to the center. Or like this one here, figure number 1. The path of the circle or the circle is actually this one here. Right? So as the point moves around the circle, the definition of it is that it is always equidistant from the center at any point. That point is always equidistant to the center, okay? And that same distance is actually designated by r, and r is actually termed as the so-called radius. That's the definition of a circle. It's the path of points which is always equidistant from the center of the circle at any point along the path. That's a circle. So for case number 1, if the center of the circle is actually at 0, 0, meaning at the origin, this will be the circle. And we will designate any point P on the path of the circle to be designated as point P with coordinates xy. Okay, that's case number 1. For case number 2, it's always the same as case number 1. The only difference is that the location of the center of the circle, it is not at the origin, because this is actually the origin. And the coordinates of the origin is actually at 0, 0. So for case number 2, the location of the center of the circle is actually at hk. It is not at 0, 0. Still, the definition holds true for case number 1 and case number 2. At any point along the path, the distance of that point from the center of the circle is always r. That's the definition of a circle. Okay, let's try to bring out the two equations under the concepts of the study of the so-called circle, derivation of equations. Okay. We will be starting with the so-called, to derive the equations for case number 1 and number 2, we will start with the equation of an ellipse. We passed by ellipse already, And one of the equations of an ellipse is actually this equation here. X minus h quantity square over a square plus y minus k quantity square over b square, and this should be equal to what? This ellipse here is actually, the major axis is along the x-axis. It should be something like this, along the x-axis. The major axis is along the x-axis. It should be something like that. That's this equation here. Okay. Sorry for this one. It should be like that. This is A, this is A, and this is B, and this is B. And the equation of this one is actually this one here. Okay. So to derive the two equations under the so-called study of circle, we will start with this one. For case number one, if the center of the circle is at 0, 0, by using this equation here, h will be 0, k will be equal to 0, and for it to be a circle, this A here should be equal to B, because that's the definition of a circle. So for a circle, the major axis is equal to the minor axis equal to r, and that is actually equivalent to the radius for it to be a circle. So to derive equation number one, if the center of the circle is at 0, 0, we will be using this equation here, substituting the value h equal to 0, k equal to 0, a is equal to b equal to r. What will happen? It will be an x minus 0 quantity square over a. A is equal to r, so we will replace a by r, so this will become r quantity square, plus, we are following this, y minus 0 quantity square all over b square. But b is still equal to r for a circle, so this will become r quantity square, and this should be equal to 1. Okay? X minus 0 is just x, and the square of x is just x squared. Y minus 0 is actually y, and we will square that one, it will be y squared, so this is y squared. The bottom portion will be r quantity square will be r squared. Still r quantity square will be r squared, and this should be equal to 1. So to bring out the final equation, for the equation of a circle with center at 0, 0, we will multiply both sides by r squared. So this r squared here cancel with this. And 1 times r squared will be r squared. So the first equation on the so-called study of a circle with center at 0, 0 is this equation here. X squared plus y squared equal to r squared. And if we try to bring out the designation of this equation here, it will be the equation of a circle in which the center is at 0, 0, and the value of the radius is actually r. That's equation number 1. Okay? I will try to check my camera. It's fine. Okay? That's equation number 1 for the study of circle. It's a simple one, right? Because the center of the circle is actually at 0, 0. For case number 2, if the center of the circle is at hk, okay, I will be here, so I'll be taken by the camera. If the center of the circle is at hk, we will be following this, and still we will replace a equal to b equal to r. Back to this equation here. What will come out? This should be x minus h quantity square. H here is not 0, it's just simply h. All over a square, but a is still equal to r, so this will be r quantity square. Plus open quantity y minus k. K is not 0, it got a value, and the value of that one is k, so this will become minus k quantity square all over. This is b square, but b is still equal to r, so this will still become r quantity square, and this should be equal to 1. For the numerators, for the meantime, we will not expand it as it is. So it will become x minus h quantity square over r square plus y minus k quantity square over r square, and they should be equal to 1. And again, to take the final equation for the equation of a circle with center at hk, we will multiply all the terms by r square. Right? So this r square cancel with this. Okay? So the left hand side, it will just be simply x minus h quantity square plus y minus k quantity square, and they should be equal to 1 times r square is r square. And if we try to bring out the designation of this equation here, it is an equation of a circle, the center is at hk, in which the value of the radius is equal to r. This will be equation number 2. So for the study of circle, there are only 2 equations in which we must have to memorize. Okay, the first one is this one, center at 0, 0. The second one is actually the center is at hk. This will become x minus h quantity square plus y minus k quantity square equal to r square. Okay, guys, we are done with the concept of the study of circles. So the next time around, I will be giving example problems on this concept of a circle. Okay, so for those of you who would like to subscribe to my channel is at youtube.com/@ProfDavidJ. If you want to share it, please click share. Okay, for those who do not know that my channel contains long video format discussions, I got 10 subjects under long video format discussions, that is differential calculus, integral calculus, differential equation, advanced math, AC circuit, DC circuit, analytic geometry, algebra, and what's the other one? AC circuit. It's all 10 subjects already. It's a complete course. Okay, so for those of you who are taking up engineering, this is for you guys. For my short videos, there are long video format discussions under a different playlist. It's still a long video format, but it's a combination of electronics and some other things. Okay, good evening from Los Angeles. This is Professor David J.